Hey everybody, it is Justin, your guide into the other side. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of things on the board. It's been a packed news day, news week. It's going to continue to be pretty packed. I wanted to talk about Dookey Unclogged. The closed beta kicks off tomorrow. We're going to go over that. We're also going to talk about, Season 3 and the updates inside. So I had some time to think about it, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on how we're going to, kind of expect things to move forward, especially with the full release of Legends of the Mara being in the second half of 2024. So let's just start out with Dookey, right? So the Unclogged closed beta tournament kicks off tomorrow. So you're going to want to check your emails if you signed up for the closed beta, because those selected will receive invites from noreply@email.apple.com as well as support@yugalabs.io. So I would highly recommend that you always double check that that the emails that you get are from the correct address. So, of course, keep yourself safe. So you will not need to connect your wallet to play, but to be eligible for prizes, you will need to log into DDU with your Faraway GG account, right? So you can learn more about creating a Faraway account and connecting your wallet at the faq.faraway.com. So it's time to get those plungers ready. This is going to be pretty exciting. I actually pulled over to the FAQ that's linked in the official blog post, and it kind of goes over everything from how to set up a Faraway account, how to connect your wallet after you do that, and it kind of goes over the prizes and the bug bounties that are available. So again, just to kind of recap, the closed beta starts March 6th at, I believe it said it somewhere here. Yes, it said it over here. So it starts March 6th at 9 a.m. EST to March 9th at 9 a.m. EST. So again, there's going to be 10,000 total participants. There's going to be one mutant ape up for grabs, especially. I think that's probably going to be the top spot. And there's also $15,000 in bug bounties. So if you find any bounties, it's split $5,000 per platform, Windows, Apple, as well as Android. So again, we'll just kind of go through this really quick here. So first place, of course, Mutant Ape, and other prizes, the bug bounties. So if you find any exploits, hacks, or critical bugs, you can report it privately via Google form to the Faraway team, and that is linked under the tab for bug bounties. But again, it just kind of goes over everything essentially for the FAQ, but essentially get ready to play, especially check out your email, double check that you got that. But that's just kind of wanted to go over for Dookey Unclogged. That's going to be exciting. I still have to check my email, but we'll have to see how that goes down. So I also wanted to go over Season 3 of the patch notes. So Season 3 starts today, essentially. It's now live. Voyagers will need to reassign OTAs to their other deeds to start hunting and farming for Season 3. And we got some release notes here. I'm going to zoom in real quick. So again, this is the evolution season. They also implemented ability autocast purchasable by Mist. So when active, all abilities will automatically activate on their own, even when a user is offline. And you can extend the duration if you spend more Mist. So again, there's also the implementation of Enraged Goliaths, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. There's also catalysts that have been added to chest loot rewards drop table. So there's also that update that we'll go into. So additionally, you can loot. There's minting loot from Season 2, so you have the option to do so. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but it does include the partner loot, the King Catalyst, as well as generic catalysts, and then they also updated links with Magic Eden. So all Season 2 loot can be claimed with a wallet. Partner loot and catalysts from Season 2 can now be minted to the blockchain. Sediment fragments have been refreshed for farming, and Season 3 leaderboard rewards are now available. So again, so interesting wording here. This will be the Voyager's last opportunity to earn a catalyst prior to the full release of Legends of the Mara, built in partnership with Faraway GG. So, I would still. So the question that I initially had was, okay, so are we still going to earn catalysts inside of the full release of the game? And we'll have to break it down here. So, inside of the new, just the updated visuals here, we can kind of see that the Sidian is now enraged, but it's not actually fighting us back. There's no DPS that we're getting, dealt. So not going to get spirit bombed by the mosquito boss. But we'll just have to see how those game mechanics transfer over to the full release of the game, right? And there are some hints that I wanted to go over, closer to the end of this video that kind of hint towards that. But again, I just wanted to, go through the basic updates first. So again, they do have that autocaster here, so you can feel free to, figure out how to use this. But again, let's take a look at the loot here. So what I did notice inside of the loot tables is that you can earn catalysts through opening chests, right? So if I take a look at my master chest, I can see, there's 1,129 creation style catalysts within, this loot pool. But I did also notice the only partner in here for loot is the Serum City boxes, right? So there are updated supply numbers here, and then there's additionally, of course, the ship parts. And I think that we have the new ship parts here. There are shield parts as well as sensor parts. So, let's actually talk about minting loot as well. So, I did want to talk about the leaderboard before we even started that. So the leaderboard is also updated as additionally too. So everything's been reset, very similar to last season. And there are the bounties as well. So I did notice that this is the Enchanter King Catalyst. So that was very interesting to see because they're Enchanter King Catalyst now, right? And I also did notice there's another difference here in the T5. You can also win a legendary Coda Staff. So if you, I think that's just for tier 5 alone. I don't see the Coda Staff in any of the other tiers. So that's just kind of like an extra for the tier 5 #1 spot. So I did notice this was Enchanter King Catalyst, and I looked over at Magic Eden, and the other ones were called Hunter King Catalyst. And I would say these ones look very dragony. And pardon that I can't zoom in. I'll have to find a more updated HD picture of the Enchanter King Catalyst. But when I squinted in and I looked, it looked very much like a rhinoceros, Tyrannosaurus Rex. So outside of that, let's just kind of move over to Legends of the Mar loot minting and talk about that. So again, Season 2's loot, ship parts, catalysts, they are mintable now. But personally, for me, I'm not going to touch anything on layer 1 because right now gas is 100 Gwei, or Gwei, however you want to call it. So basically doing anything on Ethereum is going to cost you like $100 to $250, which is just, I'm not going to do that. So, personally, I know if you guys have a lot of ship parts, we can't use the ship parts right now. So I personally would just wait until the end of Season 3, which is, I think, in like 62 days from now. I could actually just go reference this here. So 62 days from now, I would just kind of leave it there personally, just because I don't really intend to sell it. And if you decide to sell it, you got to deal with gas again, right? So, it fluctuates anywhere from like 60 to 150, depending on, whether people are degenning on altcoins right now. But I would just avoid doing anything. And it's not like we can use catalysts either, because they said later this spring we'll be able to use them to evolve our Mars and Dakota Mars to see the new collection. So I would just wait. I would just wait and see. So additionally, I wanted to talk about the update that we got yesterday and kind of reconcile a couple of the game mechanics that we're going to have to see, especially when the full game comes out, right? So I wanted to pull up this screenshot mainly because I saw a couple of egg houses and I was like, this looks very high tech, looks, very interesting. Well, okay, I meant the building specifically, but it's like, okay, if this is the last season on Legends of the Mar, right? It's like, okay, where are we gonna maybe we'll keep the camp open for the old UI that was designed by iCandy, but insofar as I understand, it looks like a lot of the game design is being handled by Faraway now, right? And just to take a look at Faraway's history, we kind of see their implementation with Serum City. So again, pretty polished city builder game. Resource management. I know it appeals to a certain portion of gamers. But I would say personally, when playing it, I found that it was a pretty enjoyable experience outside of the grind. But again, let's be real, all games are a grind. So it's just whether you enjoy that type of game loop. So I wanted to talk about game mechanics specifically. It's like, okay, how are we going to fight Shattered, right? How are we going to use our ships? How are we going to use our Kodamaras? And I would say inside of Serum City, you know, the way that the hounds are used, it's very balanced, right? It doesn't break the game. Of course, it provides you a lot of, you know, intrinsic utility within the game, but it doesn't break the game. So I do like that. Of course, Kodas are going to make the best captains. So insofar as how the ships are going to be used, I do see like a pickaxe. So maybe our ships will be used to mine more resources, perhaps. Maybe it depends on whether it has a farmer. I don't know how that's going to work. Are we going to farm within the game, within the mobile, like full game? I would assume so. And it seems like, okay, how do we hatch our vessels, right? That's why the eggs like stood out to me so much, is because like, okay, that's probably in relation to like hatching vessels, right? So, you know, again, if you guys don't remember, you have to hatch your vessels to get regular Maras. So that's what that looks like to me. So I just wanted to go through and break down, you know, what are the game mechanics that the full game is going to inherit. And those were a couple of the context clues that I kind of, you know, that stood out to me. It also seems like we have like levels on our Kodas, you know, on these, or Kodamaras on these bases. So I'm not necessarily sure if that's like, you know, I mean, we have alliances with other players, so maybe we're fighting off something in there. But it also seems like you can just equip your Koda to this particular building, which probably is an HQ or something like that. But outside of that, I'm not sure. I still have to think about it. There's a lot of things to think about still, and how like far away designs, you know, game loops out, you know, aside from how iCandy built them. So that was interesting. I'm a little less inclined to reference the game guide from prior, you know, the old one that was inside of the blog post, and we'll just have to see how far away takes it. You know, we haven't seen friends yet. We haven't seen allies being implemented against the Shattered. I don't know whether that's that'll probably be inside of the full game here. I know there were a couple of updates here. So the game will launch later this year with playtesting kicking off after Season 3. So after the season ends, we'll probably see playtesting, very much so as we saw playtesting for Dookey Unclogged, right? So it does say that Kodas reign as the captains, and Kodamaras, Maras, and friends will round out the rest of your crew. So we'll have to see how those play in, especially with the ships, and how those ships are going to be used. I do see some energy here as well, and some rare resources. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work now, but we'll just, again, wait and see. So we also got a different update. Oh yeah, I also wanted to talk about this too. Leaderboards too. Leaderboards with resource prizes. Very interesting. But I'm totally forgetting what I was trying to reference here. I'm just trying to reconcile all of the previews of the game builds that we were, you know, seeing from comms. So I think we also got an update from Spencer Tucker with regards to the other game too. So, okay, just the same stuff. But he said these were early concepts and older exploration images, right? So all of Legends of the Mara is like Serum City, hand-drawn, and the art team at Faraway is fire. So here's the actual recent screens just to help clear things up. So it seems like we got some hand-drawn stuff here. Seems like a lot of the UI is personally handled by Faraway, which I do enjoy. Excuse me. But we also got some more updated stuff here. Of course, I believe these are placeholders. These are just artifacts, but they are in the weapon, sensor, hanger, and shield parts. But again, seems like we have some stuff with rare Kodamaras. So that's a little bit of insight into how you know, there are rarities with it, you know, with the Kodamara. So I think the rarity is inherited by your Mara. So if you have a Mara that's rare, it'll probably still stay rare, because we know that catalysts don't impact that. And whether they impact the base stats of the Kodamaras, I'm not sure. There's another screenshot here. I should probably just open it in another page, but this wasn't the image I wanted to show. So it seems like we have common, uncommon, rare, and I think legendary, epic, and then legendary at the top. Okay, so it seems like, you know, we have a bunch of ships that we can manage within the app. So there's going to be a lot of management as well. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. We can kind of see these ships. We can have our, I don't know if these are going to be interchangeable, maybe for specific buffs. I'm not sure. But it seems like we have levels for ships as well, and we kind of upgrade it over time, you know, leveling up in the app. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we have weapons, shields, sensors, and hangars. So it seems like that's upgradable. So the UI looked very similar. So it seems like we're going to be upgrading our ships and then also upgrading our Kodamaras. So I wanted to pull this up as well. So I think Kodamaras may have stats too. So I'm not sure. I gotta think about this more. There's a lot of new stuff that I have to think about. Just to put the pieces together, guys. I gotta figure it out. But I mean, maybe maybe our sediment fragments will impact our abilities, but again, I'm totally speculating at this point. I'm going off on a tangent, but again, I would just personally just say wait and see. But that's just all I got with regards to the updates, just kind of going through what Spencer Tucker has in terms of posting, as well as just the updates that we saw earlier from the UI, as well as the latest update that we got from Yuga Labs. So again, I would just to recap the video, I would hold off from minting the loot. Additionally, we have a little bit more updates with regards to Enchanter King Catalyst, as well as, I guess a Coda staff here. So yeah, I think I'm just going through all the stuff here. This is probably the end of the video. Oh yeah, make sure to double check Dookey Dash emails, because that's going to be fun to play. I'm excited to get to see if I have that. I still got to check my email, but I'll try to have all the links in the description. I'll try to have everything in the description. Yeah. But you guys know where to find me. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you like this video or learned anything. I just try to smash everything into one video. Just try to get everybody up to date. But that's all I got. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.